Welcome to our permanent TSB Ideal Home Show video series, Meet the Experts, our 4-episode home inspiration and expert guidance series with special guests. Today, we'll be discussing autumnal colour schemes. I would like to welcome our expert, Jane Witter, colour consultant at Dulux Heritage. Before we start the discussion, a quick reminder that the autumn show is on from Friday the 20th to Sunday the 22nd of October at the RDS Simmons Court. It promises to be a fantastic show packed with choice, expert advice and inspiration for your home. There's an early bird offer of 2 free adult tickets for a day of your choice. This is only available for a limited time, so make sure you register for your tickets as soon as you can at idealhome.ie. Jane, you're so welcome here this morning to talk about one of my favourite topics, which is colour. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm so excited to be here, and what a great and fun topic to talk about.
It really is, especially at this time of the year. It's the perfect time to maybe reimagine the spaces we're in, and colour is the place to start, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you just think about how refreshing and transformative just simply adding colour to your home can be, and what you can do with that. So I mean, yeah, like it's so exciting, and there's just such a build with colour as well, and you can dial it up or dial it down.
Well, that's why we have you here, because a lot of people are still intimidated by colour, I feel, and we really need an expert to guide us through it. So maybe let's start at the very beginning. Can you tell us a little bit about the Dulux Heritage range and what kind of homes it works in?
Okay, awesome. So the Dulux Heritage collection is a beautifully luxurious collection of 112 stunning shades inspired by the best of the past with the most contemporary colours that we absolutely adore to work with today. So when we ask the question, you know, what colours, what homes is this suitable for? I mean, it doesn't matter if you have a studio apartment or a grand Georgian home, you can apply this collection and use it in any home. So, you know, when you think of the broad spectrum of colour, you know, some of these shades are quite deep and rich. And again, you think about the luxurious tones that are in there. Like, when you think back, Joe, like 100 years ago, how expensive, you know, to get those pigments in your home would have been. That would have been out of the question for a lot of homes. So now we have accessible luxury for everybody.
That's gorgeous. So when we're looking at the spectrum there, and I mean, the collection does have so many different colours and tones. I love a lot of the darker neutrals. There's some beautiful whites in there. But really, when people are getting started and they pick up maybe one of the pamphlets or they come to talk to you, what kind of colours should they be thinking about for autumn specifically?
Okay, so I just feel when you're talking about autumn, winter, my mind and my heart automatically goes to, and I'll just show you a couple of examples.
Please do.
Okay. These kind of more dramatic, just some of these, I guess, more rich and highly pigmented shades and tones. So you've got everything here from Masters Gold, Inca Orange, you've got your Mid Umber, DH Oxford Blue and Midnight Teal. So again, they're really dramatic. And when you think of autumn, winter, okay, so in our homes, automatically we want to create a really nice atmosphere, and I automatically think of, you know, a nice living space or dining space and that cocooning effect, and they totally do that. And you can, you know, dress up your space, you can add different textures and materials, but also when we're thinking about, you know, what kind of colours, what else, aside from our stunning heartland there, what else is happening this autumn winter? So we're talking about, you mentioned it perfectly, Joe, like your off-whites as well, your greens, but also neutrals. So neutrals are just totally having a moment again, because I think of the versatility, because of, you know, there's a consideration there for people where they know that they're in safe hands. So like we have just a couple of, and I appreciate that, no doubt, it's hard to see here as well, but like you've just got some really beautiful setting stone, raw cashmere, rope ladder, but they all have these warm, earthy undertones that, again, with our Irish light that's typically quite grey and quite dull, this all works in the majority of homes. So again, depending, like even if we look at the rug here today, like, you know, all of these colours will work with those. So we know, we're confident that when we're specifying in homes that any of these will work as well. And of course the greens. So you mentioned greens, and that's my heartland. But one colour in particular that, again, so stone green. This is a grey green. And again, it's that connection to nature. It's just that wonderful, versatile hue as well. That's just really beautiful and calming as well. So,
and literally calming is what I thought of with that colour in particular. And I think we all want that, because now our homes are serving as, for a lot of us, everything. You know, the hub for the family, where we socialise, where we work out. It is great to have a colour that you can feel is versatile. You can warm it up for winter, cool it down for summer, and that has a calming effect.
And like, imagine any of these, and again, if we go back to stone green, like, you know, think about autumn, winter. And I always say to people, okay, think about your home and when you're styling it. So even if you broke it down into spring, summer and autumn, winter. So spring, summer, you can bring all your light and more airy colours to pair with it. Autumn, winter, we want cozy, cocooning. So you can go dramatic. You can bring in deeper textures and tones. You can bring in, you know, any of these more kind of, I suppose, richer, inviting colours as well. And then you come to Christmas, one of my favourite times of the year, and you can bring in your reds and golds and berries and all of those. So, I mean, yeah, when you're thinking about styling, it's just, okay, you can have this beautiful, versatile colour on your walls, and then bring in colour throughout different accessories as well. So I think that is something key that a lot of people get nervous about, because they're intimidated, I think, sometimes about how to work in colour. But actually, when even just, you know, guiding them through that and how to achieve balance and flow as well, you know, that's all part of it as well. So yeah,
I love that. And I think, you know, for a lot of people, maybe they've had the same room setting for a long time, and maybe they invested in some beautiful furniture or some key pieces, and now they're thinking, okay, the time is maybe to update the room colour and maybe go for maybe a couple of colours. But that's maybe where people then get stuck and they get worried and they think, I want to keep some of the items I have, or I'm not sure what works. So tell me a little bit about the service that you provide, because you are there to support people through that exciting new chapter.
And that's it, and we absolutely adore what we do. So we have a Let's Chat Colour service, and what we do is we book people in, or people can book in themselves if they have any kind of decorating project, and we will simply guide them through their journey. So each session is about 30 minutes. What we'll do is we'll chat colour, and we'll ask people to send through a brief description of their project, any kind of imagery or videos we love, because it just allows us to actually see the home in situ, because again, without that, you're kind of just speculating. So it's better when we can have a more structured approach to be able to really give a considered colour scheme. And then what we do is we work on creating a colour mood board for everybody. So everybody gets a colour mood board sent back to them with the colour name, the placement, and the colour finish as well. So yeah, it's a really great service that we're really proud of as well. And yeah, we seem to get really nice feedback as well. So we're helping people.
I can see why, because even when you pick up a beautiful pamphlet like this, it can be so overwhelming. And I think sometimes, like we talked at the start of it, there's a lot of fear around making the wrong decision or the wrong choice. But having that support and having someone look at the space with you and talk through what you like, what you don't like, what you need from the space, just takes so much of the fear out of it. Then you can really go for it.
Or sometimes it's about kind of like, almost like trying to figure out with people, okay, where do they want to go and how confident can we actually make them? Because sometimes they might have an idea and we're trying to tease that idea out of them and figure out, okay, what direction can we bring you? And then also, I guess, know where to kind of stop as well. So it's about kind of, I guess, sussing out. And like, there's so many trends at the moment as well. So it's just trying to, I guess, figure out, you know, what people like and how to, just guide them along on the service.
I love that you brought up trends, because that's something that we always talk about at the show. And I wonder, for you, do you encourage people to lean into a trend, or do you really suggest people that they listen to what maybe the room needs or what they want?
It's such a good question, because like that, and this is going to sound so political because it can be so subjective. And again, when we're chatting with people, I can say, okay, so in theory, these colours all work and this is going to be amazing, but just like that. Okay, I need to hone in here on who we're working with, what do they like, what do they need, carefully listen and structure. In saying that, there's a couple of trends that are definitely coming up again and again at the moment that are just, I guess, quite consistent at the moment. One, for example, so colour drenching or colour washing, it depends on who you're chatting to in terms of the coining of the name. It's all the same. So we're talking about painting the walls, your woodwork and your ceiling all in the same colour. Or potentially, if people are a little bit nervous about painting their ceiling as well, walls and woodwork in terms of your skirting and your architraves and everything the same. At the moment, so if we look at, say, in particular, whites, or again, your gorgeous grey greens, these are coming up. I feel like if you just even type the word paint or interiors into Instagram or Pinterest, straight away, all of these off-whites, neutrals, grey greens, they're coming up everywhere. And again, what you'll notice is this consistency of like this beautiful off-white room, and it's been styled to perfection, and people are like, how do I get that? And a lot of the time it's actually colour washing. And again, how to achieve that is having the perfect off-white throughout. And what you want to do is let everything else in the room hum. So you might have a beautiful piece of artwork, you might have really nice, like the chairs here today, and there's warm textures, you know, you're bringing in everything from what's on the coffee table here. So what you want to do is walk into a room and actually your eye will kind of, again, hum through everything, as opposed to something like having a big singing operatic moment. So it's a nice kind of flow. And when we do something like your colour washing or your colour drenching, it just kind of makes out, like, just kind of gives this lovely calmness to the backdrop, and then everything else will just hum throughout. But like, and again, another question when we're talking about trends, everyone's like, how do you pick the perfect off-white? I probably answer that, no doubt, about half a dozen times a day.
Well, tell us if that's the popular question.
Honestly, it's no word of lie. Like, if we look at the colour card, so a couple of things, just when you're looking to pick your perfect off-white. So if we look at the colour card, even in terms of just a basic guidance, so what I'll often say to people if they want to do an off-white everywhere, think of a starting point. Look at something. Do you have a cushion? What's the colour of your sofa? What is it? And even as a guide, look at what undertone is there. So if it's, you know, a grey green, or if it's something with like an orange, go right down to the bottom of the column and the perfect off-white is there. However, we also have really popular ones here as well. So I'll just go through a couple that come up quite regularly. So China White is your most well-balanced off-white. It's not too cool, not too warm. So again, depending on, you know, your need, if people really want that nice kind of fresh off-white, this is the one that goes with everything. This is our dare I say, our get out of jail. It always works with everything. Grecian White is our most complex white as well. It has a hint of a champagne tint. Doesn't that sound really nice?
It's beautiful.
And then we have our Roman White. So Roman White has this, almost like you can kind of see here, has this kind of blush peachy undertone as well. And it just has that like delicacy that Roman pillars would have had as well. So again, when we're trying to figure out what off-white, those three generally come up quite a lot as well. So yeah, in terms of colour drenching and everything. But then you also mentioned, Joe, bringing in, you know, when you've been, I guess, collecting, you might have been collecting whether it was a beautiful sideboard. I feel like these antiques and vintage moments as well are coming back up
so much.
And again, I'll be really honest, it's funny, I feel like when you're working in interior styling anything, I feel like automatically you can start styling particular sets or homes or everything, and for a while you could be doing it, but you might not know, oh, that actually has, that's been named. It's now this new term. But hipstaric now is what we're coining this, I guess, blend of styling, say the old and the new together. So if you've got some contemporary pieces in your home, and then we're talking about some really beautiful vintage sustainable pieces as well that we want to bring, you know, give that real nice lease of life back into. The hipstaric trend is definitely trending at the moment as well.
I'm going to really reuse that term at the show
I
this
know,
year.
it's a nice one, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
brilliant. And it's all about bringing in the new and the old. And I guess that really is what Dulux Heritage is, inspired by the old, but it's so contemporary and can be used across the board. Well, listen, I'm so excited, and I definitely want to quiz you at the show. So tell us, what can people expect from your stand at the show this autumn?
Okay, so we're really excited about the stand this autumn. So as I mentioned, historic is our theme. So we will have interior designers that are going to be there, and they will all style a living room set in each to their own flair, but within that theme. So that's going to be really exciting to, just like go and see and get a sense of their personal flair and take on it. And then we're also going to have our own colour hub there. So what we're going to be doing is myself and my amazing colleague Holly, we'll be there. We'll be booking in people for our Let's Chat Colour service. We'll be there to offer any kind of guidance as well over the weekend, and of course we'll have any of the heritage colour cards to share and to go through with everybody. But we'll definitely be trying to just anybody who has a question, a colour related question, we totally want to help and guide them and get them booked in so that we can give them that full 30-minute considered approach as well, so they're fully guided.
Well, it's so fantastic to get the inspiration from the interior designers and see the colours in real life, which I think you really need to do. Like, this has been such a joy.
And it's hard to talk about colour without actually bringing it to life.
Yes,
you know?
which you totally did today. And then also a great reminder that people can actually come and ask their questions, bring photographs, I guess,
but
videos.
That's it. And because you see, I find like in the show, it can be so busy. I mean, like, you know, you think of the volume of people that are coming, and you want to give them the right amount of time. And when we're there, we're generally, you know, you're trying to give everyone the most authentic answers. So I just feel that this year it's just really great that we can actually book them in, and really, like, over the next couple of days after the show, over the next week, we'll be able to have that time where we can call them and go through their projects and truly guide them then.
That's wonderful. But Jane, can't wait to see you at the show. Thank you so much for giving us so much inspiration and food for thought.
Such a pleasure.
And see you in autumn.
Yeah, awesome. Can't wait.
That is all we have time for today. A big thank you to today's experts for taking part in the permanent TSB Ideal Home Show Meet the Experts series, and for their fabulous advice. Today's beautiful set was styled by Studio B Homewares, who offer a beautiful range of furniture and sustainable homewares. Their service also includes interior design and home staging. And finally, don't forget, there is an early bird offer of 2 free adult tickets for a day of your choice. This is only available for a limited time, so make sure you register for your tickets as soon as you can at idealhome.ie.